Chapter 20. My gratitude to the Divine, my past, present, and future. The gentle breath of gratitude. Gratitude is the language of the soul. It is not spoken by lips but whispered through the heart's rhythm. The quiet recognition that life itself is a sacred gift. As I sit in reflection, tracing the footprints of my years, I realize that every moment, whether joyous or painful, has been a divine brushstroke painting the portrait of my life. I did not walk this journey alone. The Divine walked with me, even when I could not see the light. God helped my trembling hands through nights of fear and lifted me when I fell under the weight of life's uncertainties. Gratitude for me is not merely saying thank you, it is the humble bow of my spirit before the source that created me, guided me, and loved me even when I doubted myself. Every breath, every sunrise, every reunion, every goodbye, all are part of a grand orchestration written by a hand far wiser than mine. I have come to understand that gratitude does not change what we have, it changes how we see it. The same light, when viewed through gratitude, becomes a miracle. This chapter is the letter of thanksgiving to the Divine, to my family, to every person whose presence shaped me, and even to time itself for carrying me from one season of life to the next. My past, the hands that formed me, my story began with two people that loved me into existence, my parents, my first teachers, and my first protectors, my first example of what unconditional love means. They were simple souls with extraordinary strength. Through the chaos of war, scarcity, and change, they never lost their faith in life's goodness. My mother, with her gentle hands and boundless patience, taught me that love is not what we say, but in how we serve. My father, with his quiet integrity, showed me that resilience is not loud, it is a silent courage to wake up and keep going. As I look back on those early years, I see how much of their essence lives within me. Their sacrifices became my foundation. They gave without counting, and their love became the soil which my dreams grew. They taught me not to measure success by wealth, but by peace that lives in one's heart. When I left my homeland, the soil where my ancestors, I carry their blessings in my soul. The ocean that once terrified me became a bridge to destiny. During those days on the boat, when the waves rose higher than hope, I learned that what faith truly means. It is not the absence of fear, but the decision to trust even when fear screams the loudest. God's hand was upon every ripple, every gust of wind. The Divine carried me safely across the ocean, not just a new land, but to a new life. Looking back, I understand the law of cause and effect. Every seed of love that my parents planted bore fruit in my own family. Every hardship I endured became the cause of a deeper wisdom that shaped the woman I am today. The past, with all its imperfections, was the perfect design to bring me to this moment. There were moments of loneliness, years of rebuilding, the countless challenges to overcome, but beneath it all was a steady pulse, the heartbeat of the Divine, reminding me that I was never abandoned. Every tear was counted, every prayer heard, even the unanswered ones, where blessing is in disguise, guiding me toward a greater purpose I could not yet see. I'm thankful for every lesson my past gave me, for the hunger that taught me sufficiency, for the loss that taught me appreciation, and for the silence that taught me to listen to my own soul. My present, the garden of fulfillment. If my past were the soil, my present is the blooming garden, full of fragrance, laughter, and the sound of life continuing through generations. The divine has allowed me to witness the harvest of all the seeds once planted in faith. Today I wake up surrounded with love, the kind that built, not borrow. I give thanks to my husband, my companion, my friend, my mirror through time. Together we walked through storms, celebrated victories, and faced seasons of change hand in hand. There were days of laughter under the sun and nights of worry when our children were small. Yet through it all, love remained the silent promise between us. He taught me what partnership truly means, not always easy, but always faithful. Together we built a family not only with wants, but with values. He taught our sons the meaning of manhood, not through words, but by example, through integrity, responsibility, and love. In this present season, our home has become a sacred space of gratitude. When I watch our children grow, I see reflection of the divine perfection. Each son carries a piece of both of us, his father's strength, my perseverance, and the light of generations before us. They are the continuation of two bloodlines, east and west, harmoniously woven by destiny in one family. Now, I watch them raising their own children. My heart expands beyond measure. My grandchildren, oh, a beautiful innocence of their souls, they are my living prayer answers. Their laughter echoes through the house like the sound of angels, reminding me that life renews itself through love. Each grandchild carries a spark of divine intelligence, a purity that reminds me that what it means to see the world with wonder again. Their curiosity teaches me patience. Their joy rekindles my hope. When they run into my arms, I see God's grace moving through generations, the continuation of love that never ends. In these quiet years, I often sit in the garden my husband built with his hands. Flowers bloom, butterflies dance, and sun paints soft gold over everything. It is these moments that I feel the divine most intimately, not in grand temples or ceremonies, but in simplicity of everyday life. The fragrance of the rose, the laughter of the children, the warmth of a hand, all are manifestations of God's infinite love. I'm also grateful for my siblings, each walking their own path, yet forever connected through our shared roots. Life may have taken us different places, but our hearts still meet in silent prayers and share memories. Their love, even from afar, has been a quiet strength through the years. Families grow not just by blood, but by the spirit of togetherness that time cannot erase. Through all this blessing, I have come to understand the law of divine wholeness, that everything is connected in harmony. The past, the present, the future are not separate. They are one circle of being. What I give to my family returns to me multiplied in love. What I nurture today becomes the gift for tomorrow. I thank the Divine for allowing me to live long enough to see the fruits of my labor, not in wealth or fame, but in the joy of seeing generations thrive. Life to me is no longer a chase, it's a sacred dance of giving and receiving. Gratitude now, in my daily prayer, I thank God for the breath that wakes me each morning, for the food that nourishes my body, and for the peace that fills my heart at night. The divine does not owe me anything, yet has given me everything I need. My future, the life beyond tomorrow. The future is a mystery wrapped in faith. I do not fear it, for I know who owns it. The same divine hand that led me through storms would guide me through the sunsets of my years. I have learned that to trust God is to let go of control, to rest in the knowing that everything unfolds in perfect timing. As I look forward the horizon of life, I see no end, only continuation. I may one day return to earth, but love never dies. My words, my deeds, my teachings, and my accents will remain through those who have loved. Legacy, I realize, is not only what we leave behind, but what we awaken in others. I pray that my children, my grandchildren, will live by values that shape our family: faith, gratitude, kindness, and courage. I hope that they understand that success without love is hollow, and love without faith is fragile. I want them to remember that we are all divine creations, born not merely to survive, but to serve, to learn, and to love. The law of polarity teaches that every challenge there is a blessing, in every ending a beginning. So I embrace the cycles of life without resistance. The body may grow old, but the spirit is forever young. Every wrinkle tells a story of laughter and endurance. Every scar is a reminder of healing. Every breath is a silent hymn to the Creator. In the quiet moments, when I think of the future, I imagine my grandchildren grown, perhaps sitting under the same tree in the garden, reading one of my books, or remembering my laughter. That thought fills my soul with peace. The future, I realize, is not something we enter, it's something we plan within others. And when my time comes to leave this world, I want to go the way a flower releases its petals, without regret, knowing that it has fulfilled its purpose. For the divine has shown me that everything returns to its source in perfect harmony. That is not a loss but the homecoming. I do not know what tomorrow brings, but I know who walks beside me. That's enough. My future belongs to the same love that has guided my past and blessed my present. Gratitude as eternal prayer. Gratitude is not a single act, it's a state of being. It transforms ordinary days into blessings and challenges into lessons. It reminds me that even when life seems imperfect, the divine perfection runs beneath it like an unseen river, nourishing everything. As I close this chapter, I see the thread of gratitude weaving through every season of life, from the child who once prayed for safety to the woman who crossed oceans, to the mother who nurtured her sons and now grandmother who watches the new generations bloom. Each version of me bows in unison before the same divine light. Thank you, God, for making me human, for giving me the heart that feels deeply, a mind that seeks understanding, and a soul that never stops growing. Thank you for the talents you placed within me, for the words you allow me to share with the world, and for the wisdom that comes only through time and surrender. Thank you, my beloved parents, for giving me life, for teaching me courage, and for showing me what unconditional love means. The legacy continues, not through possessions, but through the strength and the kindness you instill in your children. Thank you, my husband, for walking beside me through this sacred journey, for your patience, laughter, and love. Together we have built not just a home, but a life filled of meaning. Thank you, my sons, for giving me the joy of motherhood and honor of witnessing your growth into loving fathers and responsible men. You are the living proof of love multiplies through generations. Thank you, my precious grandchildren. Your innocence is my daily reminder of God's purest work. You have taught me that the greatest joy is not in teaching you, but in learning from you. Your wonder, your playfulness, your ability to love without reason. And thank you to my siblings. Though we may walk different paths, we are forever bound in the invisible thread of family. Your love and presence, seen or unseen, continue to shape the story of our lineage. Gratitude, I have learned, is the bridge between the human and the divine. It turns life's complexity into clarity. It transforms suffering into compassion and wealth into responsibility. It teaches that happiness is not found in what we have, but in our awareness of what we've been given. As I look back and forward, I realize that my life is not a series of random events. It's a divine composition. Every note plays exactly where it belongs. The past was the melody of learning. The present is the harmony of love. And the future will be the silent echo of gratitude. My heart overflows with thanksgiving to the divine who orchestrated it all. My soul bows in reverence, whispering the simplest yet most powerful prayer, thank you. Life lesson, when gratitude becomes your daily breath, the divine becomes your home. For in every season, past, present, or future, gratitude is the light that never fades.